What's going on, everybody? Chase from Philly Sports Plays here. Well, the first couple rounds of the draft is over, and so far the Eagles have done pretty good, but there's been a few picks that I was not too fond of, and we're going to get into that right now. So for the first pick for the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2020 NFL Draft, they selected Jalen Reagor, the wide receiver from TCU. I give this pick a B plus or an A minus, mainly because he's fast and he's a playmaker and he's kind of what this team needs. Somebody that's willing to jump for balls and not just stay. Nobody on this team wants to jump up in the air and go for the ball. This guy, if you watch his highlights, which I will put up there, he will jump through the roof to get the ball. I mean, I think he had a 42-inch vertical. I think that was one of the highest in the draft. So yeah, I give this pick a B plus or an A minus. I wouldn't give it an A because Justin Jefferson was there. But Justin Jefferson, I feel like, I don't really know. I haven't watched much of his highlights. The only game I've watched of his was that national championship. I don't know how well he did. But if you guys want to tell me otherwise in the comments down below, I will put Jefferson's highlights right up there. But yeah, so with the 21st pick, that's a B plus or an A minus, and my final grade is an A minus. In the second round, with the 53rd pick, the Philadelphia Eagles selected Jalen Hurts, QB out of Oklahoma. Many people were upset about this pick, including myself. Yes, it's a guy that can back up Wentz because all of us know Wentz has some injury issues. I don't think he has completed a full season yet. But, I mean, you can't say the guy didn't complete a full season last year. The guy got clocked in the beginning of the game, which was a cheap shot, and nothing happened to the guy. I mean, he got a concussion, but what happened to Jadeveon Clowney? Nothing. But, so, I give this pick, some people on the internet have given this pick more like a D minus, and some have given it an F. But I would give it more like a C, just because everybody knows Wentz's injury issues. But I wouldn't give it a B because Denzel Mims, the wide receiver, I don't know where he went, but Denzel Mims, he was still there, and we didn't take him. We took a QB. We could have taken a decent QB that could back up Wentz besides Sudfeld in the third round and then draft a linebacker and then a safety. So, yeah, I give it, my final decision is I give it a C, just because of Wentz's injury issues and because Denzel Mims and a few other wide receivers that everybody wanted were still there. In the third round, with the 103rd pick in the NFL Draft, the Eagles selected Davion Taylor, the linebacker out of Colorado. I didn't like this pick. I really didn't. There were other linebackers that we could have gotten, because this guy is more of like, he can be a linebacker or he could be a safety. He's not a complete linebacker, I don't think. We could have gotten someone better, I think. I give this pick a B minus to a C plus, just because we could have done better, but we got a linebacker. I don't think he's going to be starting for us unless he, really produces in the preseason and in training camps, if those happen, because everybody knows what's going on in the world. But I do feel like this guy will be a legitimate backup for the Eagles, but I don't feel like he's going to be seeing too much playing time. He might get in maybe against teams that were blowing out in the year, put in some backups. We might even get to see what Jalen Hurts can do. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to get into the next pick. But my final decision on this pick is, I'm going to give it a C+. In the fourth round, with the 127th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles selected Kayvon Wallace, the safety out of Clemson. I actually kind of like this pick. I would give it a B. I feel like we need somebody like this. I think the last time we drafted a safety out of Clemson might have been Brian Dawkins, so who knows? We could be getting a Brian Dawkins type player. I'm not saying this guy's going down in the Hall of Fame, but, things, people with stereotypes. I mean, we had the 21st pick this year, and we drafted a wide receiver out of a somewhat small-town school, TCU, Jalen Reagor. Randy Moss was drafted 21 out of a somewhat small-town school at Marshall. So who knows? We could be getting a Randy Moss. Not saying that completely, but some people like doing those stereotypes. I somewhat do, but getting back to Kayvon Wallace, I actually kind of like this pick. I would give it a B because I feel like he's a space filler for like our safeties. We got Rodney McLeod and Jalen Mills at safety right now. I think right now we can move Mills back to cornerback and have Slay, Mills, and Maddox. And yeah, I think that's it. If there's any other cornerbacks that we have on our team right now, just tell me in the comments below. I've kind of forgotten with this whole Corona stuff, but I do like this pick. I feel like he can fill spots on like he can be a good replacement for Jenkins. I feel like that might be the type of player he might become. Hard-hitting safety, a ball hawk, somebody who who knows where the ball is. That's what I'm trying to say. But my final decision for this pick is a B. I really like this pick. I think besides the Jalen Reagor pick, I think this is my favorite pick in the whole entire draft. In the 4th round with the 145th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles selected O-tackle Josh Driscoll. I think that's his name. It could be better. I would give it maybe like a B- to a B. I don't know. It wasn't a terrible pick. It wasn't a great pick. Somebody who can replace Jason Peters this year. Hopefully he can produce and go up against DeMarcus Lawrence twice a year. And if Chase Young produces, go up against him. I personally think Chase Young is going to be good. I really like him. I like how he plays. I like his work ethic. I think he's really going to be something in the NFL. The season is a long ways, but I may be too early to tell, but I think he's going to be good. But this Jack Driscoll guy, he might be able to produce. I don't know. I feel like we could have definitely done better with a O-tackle. I haven't even seen this guy play yet. I don't know if he is a better run blocker or a better pass blocker, But yeah, I would give this pick I think I'm gonna give it a B-. I didn't really love it. I didn't hate it. But so let's go on to the next one. In the 5th round with the 168th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles selected John Hightower, the wide receiver out of Colorado. I think this was my 3rd favorite pick in the draft that the Eagles did. I think the Denzel Mims would have been my 2nd favorite, but we took Jalen Hurts, whatever, Howie. But I like this pick. I think he's a good wide receiver. I haven't really seen him play that much, but I will put his highlights up there. I like it. I really do. Like I said, I haven't watched him play that much, but he might be able to produce. Maybe I don't really know his play type. I don't know if he's a physical, if he's a route runner or a deep threat. I know Reagor is a deep threat, but I don't really know too much about Hightower. But I would give this pick I would give it a B to a B+. I like that they're trying to go after wide receivers. In this draft, they didn't really do it to what I wanted them to do and take Mims, Reagor, and another wide receiver. We got Hightower and Reagor. If we just added Mims, I think that would have been a pretty impressive wide receiver class coming into this season, and loading went up to go up against rising defenses in the NFL. But my final grade for this is B plus. I like it. I really do. That Howie is trying to get wide receivers and help Wentz out. And yeah, and going on to the next one. Alright guys, this is the last one. And we're not going over a draft pick. Something I'm very excited adding to our team. Marquise Goodwin got traded to the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. I'm very excited to have Marquise Goodwin on this team. I think he could be a really good mentor towards Jalen Reagor and our other wide receiver, John Hightower. I feel like he can really teach these guys what it takes to succeed in the NFL. Jalen Reagor and Marquise Goodwin, I think they're similar heights. I think Marquise Goodwin is 5'10" and Reagor's 5'11". And they're both the same play type. Deep threat, obviously, they're both small, so they can both fly. And Deshaun Jackson, I think he's a little bit taller than both of them, but he's still a deep threat. If I'm correct, I think John Hightower is a deep threat, but he might be able to be a mentor towards John Hightower and teach him what it takes to succeed. So if Marquise Goodwin can teach Reagor and Hightower to how to succeed, like I've said, and how to gain separation from the best cornerbacks and safeties in the world, these guys could be something. Jalen Reagor could definitely be one of our better wide receivers coming into the 2020 season. Hightower, I'm not so sure. I haven't seen him play, like I've said. But I am really excited to have Marquise Goodwin on our team and teach Reagor and our young guys how to be wide receivers in this league. Because he's been around for a while. He's kind of getting older. I think he's 29, Goodwin. But he can teach them how to succeed, what it takes to stay, and be a good locker room guy. But that's going to be all for the video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on push notifications so you don't miss a video. But I'm really excited going into this season, and I feel like it's going to be a really fun and exciting team to watch. And make sure you subscribe to my friend Andrew Enlow. I just put his thing right up there. He's really close to 75 subscribers. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And down below, tell me what you think. Tell me what your guys' grades for their the Eagles draft picks are. I'll see you guys in the next video. Go Birds.